Even though the whole world seems to be connected nowadays, there are still some groups out there living completely on their own. We're talking about these fascinating tribes you'll learn about in this video. They've chosen to do things their own way, separate from the rest of us, and they've got their own unique cultures and lifestyles. Before the video starts, smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. The Skeleton Tribe of Chimbu. The Chimbu Skeleton Tribe stands out as one of the most renowned groups in Papua New Guinea, situated in Chimbu Province. This country is known for its tribal conflicts, with various indigenous factions vying for control of the land. To intimidate their adversaries, the folks in this unique community have a tradition of engaging in a distinctive dance and adorning their bodies with intricate skeleton-like paintings, much like the Asero tribe. While they're not hostile towards visitors, their distinctive way of life sets them apart and earns them a spot on our list. The Sentinelese. The Sentinelese comprise a group of indigenous people native to North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal, India. With around 500 members, this tribe is fiercely hostile toward outsiders. They reject any form of intrusion into their territory and react violently to any attempted intervention. According to many experts, the inhabitants of North Sentinel Island represent some of the last remaining humans unaffected by modern civilization. It seems they've maintained their traditional way of life for many years, untouched by the advancements of humanity. The island gained notoriety in 2019 when an American missionary deliberately ventured there to convert the tribe to Christianity. He was ultimately killed by the indigenous people, who refused to tolerate his presence. To this day, his body remains unrecovered. We can't blame the Sentinelese for their resistance to invaders. The presence of outsiders on the island poses the threat of introducing new diseases and dangers to their community. It's best to respect their autonomy and leave them undisturbed. Ninit Tribe. Humans are remarkable for many reasons, but perhaps one of the most astounding qualities of our species is our ability to adapt to extreme circumstances. The Ninit tribe, residing on the Yamal Peninsula in Siberia, exemplifies this resilience. With approximately 10,000 members, they lead a nomadic lifestyle, shifting settlements periodically. Enduring temperatures as low as 50 degrees below zero, these individuals exhibit remarkable adaptability. Despite their distinct way of life and relative isolation from mainstream society, they harbor no hostility toward outsiders. Instead, they are gradually embracing the advancements of humanity while retaining their traditional practices. Asero Tribe. Papua New Guinea, an island situated in the Pacific Ocean north of Australia and near Indonesia, is renowned for its diverse tribes, each living in unique and unconventional ways. Among them, the Asero, also known as the Mud Men, stand out as one of the most intriguing and fearsome groups. Covered in mud and adorned with truly eerie masks, the members of this tribe possess a distinct appearance that sets them apart from the rest of the world. There's a sort of legend surrounding the origins of these people, although the exact reason for their lifestyle remains uncertain. The most widespread tale suggests that their ancestors lived in a particular region of Papua New Guinea many years ago, where they were attacked by another tribe. Fearing for their safety, they sought refuge along the banks of the Asero River, giving rise to the tribe's name. As the story goes, prolonged exposure to the water left the men completely covered in mud, which frightened their enemies upon their return. Since then, according to the legend, the people have adopted the practice of covering themselves and wearing masks to deter potential invaders. Regardless of the veracity of this legend, what's certain is that despite their intimidating appearance, this tribe is not particularly hostile towards visitors. In fact, some photographers, like the Brazilian Sebastião Salgado, have successfully approached them closely. Waorani Tribe. The Waorani tribe is located in the Ecuadorian part of the Amazon. The tribe was discovered in the mid-1940s when employees of an oil company accidentally encountered this indigenous group. The reception was not the best, and the visitors were expelled with much violence. Years later, a group of missionaries tried to contact the tribe, bringing food and other objects. But again, they were not welcome, and many were killed. With almost 4,000 individuals, this tribe lives in isolation and survives mainly on monkey meat, an animal that is very common in the region. An interesting fact about the Waorani people is that, as they live climbing trees and sometimes spend the whole day hunting monkeys, some have totally flat feet, which helps in these tasks. The members of this tribe have their own language, but despite the isolation, some individuals can speak Spanish, which is useful for interacting with groups of missionaries who occasionally come into contact with them. Obviously, nowadays they are not as violent anymore, but they do not give up living the way they always have, and it is best to respect them and try not to interfere with their way of life. Korowai Tribe. The indigenous people of the Korowai tribe live in the southwestern region of Papua New Guinea and attract attention for their houses built on top of trees. The residences are usually made more than 10 meters high from the ground, which protects the individuals from floods and the presence of insects. Nowadays, the Korowai already know the other peoples living nearby, but it is estimated that until 1970 their members knew nothing beyond the Korowai people themselves. The people of this region believe that white men are possessed by ghosts or demons, and they tend to react aggressively when someone tries to invade their territory. The Korowai represent another of the tribes that live in conflict in Papua New Guinea, and the fact that they live on top of trees is a positive point during these wars, as they can surprise enemies. The Agoras. The Agoras represent more of a religious sect than a traditional tribe, existing in India for many centuries. Emerging during the medieval period, this group's rituals and customs evoke fear among the broader Indian population. Predominantly composed of lower castes and marginalized individuals within society, the Agoras practices range from consuming human flesh to engaging in rituals involving feces and urine. Members of this religious sect completely isolate themselves from mainstream society, cutting off all ties, even with their own families. Given the Agoras notoriety and the curiosity of tourists to encounter them, some individuals in India dress as Agoras merely to deceive visitors. These imposters often charge money for photographs, whereas true Agoras have no interest in financial gain and prefer to keep their distance from tourists. Well, folks, there are still many tribes that live very differently from us, and it is important that these communities have their culture preserved. Did you already know all these tribes? So, if you liked today's video, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications. Leave a comment telling us which of these isolated groups caught your attention the most. See you in the next video.